Tonight, we get ready to watch Rotterdam rock to the biggest beast on the block for Glory 51. It's bad blood as the most feared man in kickboxing. Badr Hari is back in a heavyweight grudge match 8 years in the making and some unfinished business with old rival Hesdy Gerges. Their last meeting ended in a disqualification for Badr, but tonight he promises to send a message to the whole heavyweight division and one man in particular, undisputed heavyweight champion Rico Verhoeven. Will Gerges upset the bad boys' plans, or will Badr deliver the knockout he promises? We'll find out. Plus, 4 men seek a grand slam in Rotterdam in the welterweight contender tournament. In the first half of the draw, Thai Terminator Tongchai takes on aggressive Argentinian Alan Scheinson, while the smooth-moving Aruban Ivan Dannenberg faces French knockout machine Jimmy Vanneau. And heavyweight action with Slovakian slugger Thomas Mosny against challenging Czech Daniel Svor. Get ready to rumble. It's Glory 51 Rotterdam.
We welcome those of you watching in over 180 countries around the world. We're in the Mecca of kickboxing, the Netherlands, more specifically Rotterdam, and the Ahoy Arena, which is their version of Madison Square Garden. Every seat has been sold tonight. Nearly 11,000 fans here to witness the rematch. In the main event, it's Badr Hari versus Hesdy Gerges. How big of a fight is this? We're not even ringside. They put us on the catwalk, for goodness sakes. My name is Todd Grisham, alongside the former welterweight champion of the world, and there's nothing quite like the energy surrounding a Badr Hari fight.
Yeah, every time Badr fights, the whole world is in anticipation, seeing what's going to happen, and that's not going to be any different tonight, as the Moroccans here are anticipating and pumped for him to come out.
Of course, that's our main event. Several other fights to get excited about, including our welterweight contender tournament, which we'll touch on momentarily, but all 4 of these guys feel they have a shot to dethrone Harut Grigorian somewhere down the line. Now we turn our attention right at the top. Badr Hari and Hesdy Gerges. Joe, break it down.
Well, it's Badr who's 9-1 against opponents who have beaten him once, and there's only been one fighter to beat Badr twice, and that's been Remy Bonyaski, so Hesdy Gerges wants to add his name to that list.
Hesdy Gerges in the back right now, getting taped up, getting loose. He's so positive. He's more confident, he says, about beating Badr Hari tonight than he has been of beating anyone in his career.
Yeah, and he sees that in Badr's eyes. He says he knows people, and he's really going to put the beating on Badr, and he's with a new team and new energy, so he's coming to bring something special.
And there is the favorite, one of the most electrifying men in the history of kickboxing, Badr Hari.
Yeah, you can hear everybody get excited because you never know what to expect with Badr, and he's ready to show the kickboxing world that he's back.
These men met back in 2010, and the fight ended under controversial circumstances.
There was a lot of good back and forth exchanging. You saw really Badr come out really aggressively, but Hesdy stayed in there, throwed back until we saw that illegal DQ kick.
And here comes right now Hesdy Gerges down and then out. Badr was disqualified. Hesdy Gerges gets the win and became the Showtime heavyweight champion. Here's more now on Hesdy Gerges, who's changed camps and is full of confidence right now.
Yeah, and that seems to be something good for him. He's excited to showcase something new and his new style.
One of the reasons Hesdy says he'll win tonight is that he will make Badr Hari quit.
Just gonna give him a payback time, you know, from 2010. He told you guys that he gave me the belt, but he didn't give me anything, you know. I worked really hard for it, and he gave up, he quit. Like he quit many times already in other fights, and I will make him quit again, you know. That's the only game plan, make him quit. Drive him to a point that he will quit. So it's easy.
Well, right now, Hesdy Gerges a plus 350 underdog. If he does want to win this fight, which we know he does, how does he get it done?
Well, he can't be intimidated. He needs to go right in there, stay in Badr's face, and make sure he tries to utilize his low kicks.
The last time we saw Badr Hari in a glory ring, it was a little over a year ago, December 2016 against Rico Verhoeven.
And you can see the Moroccans really celebrating Badr being back. And we saw a good round in Badr, really being patient, using his jab until he sustained an injury and had to stop the fight.
We hope we'll see that rematch sometime down the line, but Badr Hari certainly can't overlook what he has tonight standing in front of him in Hesdy Gerges. Badr Hari, a true legend in this game. He's beaten the best names in the sport. You see him there, Semi Shield, Peter Arts, Letgo, Gokhan Saki. And tonight, he promises not to just beat Hesdy Gerges, he promises to punish him.
Sometimes to beat somebody up is more cruel than knocking somebody out, you know. If you knock somebody out, you'll be like knocked out. You'll be like, okay. He wake up, he got knocked out. But if you beat somebody up, Miguel Cotto against Margarito, you see the second fight?
Yeah.
He beat him up.
Right.
And it was worse than knocking him out. He really beat him up.
Well, he wanted to punish him for, remember, the hand wraps.
And he did.
Yeah.
And he did. So I was watching the fight, you're like, okay, this guy's beating this guy really up. It was worse than, if he would knock him out, it wouldn't be like the same satisfaction as beating him up. So sometimes beating him up is better. So I think Saturday we'll be beating somebody up.
So how does he indeed beat up Hesdy Gerges?
Well, I think it's the same strategy he applied with Rico. He needs to sit behind that jab and wait for the right moment to unload his power combinations to get that knockout.
That, of course, is our headliner main event, but we briefly touched on our welterweight contender tournament. For more on that, we go backstage to Whitney Miller.
Thanks, Todd. That's right. We have an amazing tournament coming up. And what I can say is that this is my 17th contender tournament that I have worked thus far. And this one could be the most unpredictable with just no clear winner. And with that said, let's take a look at our brackets. As you can see, the first semifinal, we have Tongchai Sitsong Pinong versus Alan Steinson. And he's coming into this very confident, saying that he has faced over 30 Muay Thai fighters. In the second semifinal, we have Ivan Dannenberg versus Jimmy Vigneault, who is also going into this very confident. He says, you know what, I'm not worried about these kickboxing rules. I'm a Muay Thai expert, but I adapt very, very well. The welterweight contender tournament is coming up next.
Contender tournament, Tongchai, 22 years old, 5'10", the 72.5-inch reach, shines him with a slight edge.
And just like all the ties we see in Glory, the big professional gap, 171, but still very new to kickboxing. We're 55 fights to Scheinson. A lot of those are more kickboxing, but that KO ratio of 74% plays in Alan Scheinson's favor.
Here are our semi-final rules. 3 rounds, 3 minutes each. No elbows, throws, or sweeps. 2 knockdowns in a round or 3 in the fight, and it results in a TKO.
Judges' scoring is based on the following prioritized criteria, starting with knockdowns, followed by cumulative damage inflicted, followed by number of clean scoring strikes with an emphasis on spectacular techniques. Finally, if there's no clear advantage, judges are looking for aggression.
We've got open scoring tonight. 5 judges will score the fight on a 10-point must system. After each round, they will post the scores on our screen, so those of you watching at home will know exactly where we stand. The fighters will know too.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this tournament semifinal is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. And introducing first, fighting out of the black corner, this Argentine national champion has won the belt in 3 separate divisions. His professional record, 50 wins with just 5 losses. 37 of those wins have come by knockout. He stands 5 feet 11 and 1/2 inches, 1.81 meters, and his official weight, 169 and 1/2 pounds, 76.8 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Argentina, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Alan Superboy Scheinson. His opponent standing on my left and fighting out of the white corner, a WMC Intercontinental Champion who became a Lumpini champion at the age of 17. His professional record impressive, 136 wins, 35 losses, and 46 career knockouts. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, 1.78 meters, and he weighed in at fight time at an even 169 pounds, 76.7 kilos. He's here in Rotterdam tonight, fighting out of Bangkok, Thailand. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Thai Terminator, Tongchai. And the referee in charge of this bout, Atsushi Onari.
Hey, head up. This is glory round, it's okay. 3 minutes, 3 rounds. 2 knockdown systems, okay. She can.
You're going with Superboy or the Thai Terminator here, Joe?
Well, it's a clash of the styles again, but I mean, it's very hard to call. Both very powerful. Fight can end at any moment.
Round 1 scheduled for 3. Nice 1-2 right out of the gate by Shineson.
Okay. Fight!
Shineson listed as an underdog in this fight, according to MMAOddsBreakers.com.
Tong Chai has really good knees, known as a knee specialist in Thailand. He just landed a good one on Shineson.
For those watching the Glory tournament for the first time, Joe, what's the strategy knowing potentially you have a fight a few minutes after this one?
Well, a lot of guys take different approaches. Some like to box in the first fight, save their shins for the second. Some guys coast in that first fight, but the problem with that is if you don't win, there is no second fight. So in my opinion, you got to go the first just like the second.
Shineson clearly the aggressor here, but just ate a right hand, delivered a left of his own. Tong Chai's kicks are absolutely devastating, but his boxing needed at least a lot of work. He lost to Myrtle Grunhard, really seemed out of ideas, didn't know what to do when Myrtle Grunhard was landing punches.
So the issues with Thais is they're used to clinching as defense. In close range, they can grab you, tie you up. But in Glory, you can't hold, you can't clinch. So they have to learn to box a little bit more, and boxing defense is a little bit different.
Shineson has fought all over South America and Thailand under kickboxing and full Muay Thai rules. So Tong Chai won't be throwing much at him that he hasn't seen before.
Yeah, he does have Muay Thai experience as well, so fighting Thais isn't something new.
This is a special Thai we're talking about.
Yeah, one of the best to do it.
And believe it or not, Tong Chai, who's 21 years old, has been fighting for 10 years. Yes, he made his debut at the age of 11.
He's really coming in with that powerful right hand. But he's also open to them, so they're exchanging good hard shots back and forth.
High kick from Tong Chai. Straight right hand. The first part of the round belonged to Shineson. Tong Chai sort of turned that around a little bit.
Break.
Both guys have landed some clean shots with their boxing and with their kicks.
As good as Tong Chai is with his kicking, he says his knees are his special.
Even with all his experience, he's still nervous with the kickboxing rules. It's still something new to him.
Really close first round between Tong Chai and Alan Shineson. So let's get to know these two fighters a little bit better. We start in the white corner with Tong Chai Sitsong Pinong, which is his full name, but the second name for Thai fighters actually represents their gym.
Yeah, the last name is always to their gym, so he's from the Sitsong Pinong camp. Same with Sittachai, the lightweight champion. I mean, he's known as a knee specialist, and you can see him using it a lot in the clinch. And as we mentioned before, recently returned from a tour of duty where they allow him to take time to go train for this fight.
Aren't they so nice? In the other corner, Alan Shineson, a 2014 national champion out of Argentina.
Yeah, and he's bringing a lot of good power with his hands and his low kicks. In this round, I feel he needs to come forward a little bit more and get those combinations flowing.
You want to hear another Army story about Tong Chai?
Let me hear it.
Apparently they said, hey, you're a tough Thai boxer, huh? He goes, do you think you're tougher than a mosquito? So they buried him up to his neck in dirt and made him sleep outside so the mosquito stung his face off.
Brutal.
Do not join the Thai Army.
Stop.
Here's our judges' scores from the first round. It was very close. 3 giving it to the Argentinian, 2 to
to Tong Chai.
There's a lot of back and forth action. Both landed clean shots, very similar in damage. So very close fight.
Stop! Hey! Hey! Stop! Hey!
Let's take a look at the leg kicks from round one. Scheinsen with 9 landed compared to 2 for Tong Chai.
Hey!
Scheinsen really likes the low kick. He said he's
Stop!
watched a lot of Tong Chai's fight and he feels he doesn't block
Yeah.
it well.
Hey!
And he's surprised because he says Ty is usually good at blocking the low kick, but he thinks Tong Chai won't have an answer for his low.
You're watching the 9th-ranked welterweight, and Scheinsen faced the 11th-ranked Tong Chai. The winner of this fight advances to the final later tonight, and will meet the winner of our next bout between Ivan Dannenberg
Stop.
and Jimmy Venot.
Hey! Hey!
Nick Hemmers giving the instruction for Alan Scheinsen.
Too much.
Nick Hemmers calling for the low kick.
Hey!
This is a welterweight tournament, contender tournament. Nick Hemmers also trains the welterweight champion of the world, Harut Grigori.
Hey!
So that even if Alan Scheinsen wins this, both
Break, break.
Hemmers fighters.
Fight! Not the point. Stop! Hey! Not the Cody. Stop! Hey! Not. Stop! Hey, time's up! Too much clinching. Okay? Next one, okay? Hey!
Tong Chai being warned for clinching, which you cannot do in Glory.
Go.
Fight on the inside, guys. Let him rip.
Yeah, and Tong Chai's keeping his hands
Stop.
open. He isn't grabbing, but there is no action in
Hey!
there. Bonari is going to break it up.
Stop!
Eventually going to have to warn.
Not the current. Not clinching.
Good jab from Scheinsen. He's got to start throwing that jab a little bit more.
Kick there from Tong Chai.
Not clinching. Stop. Hey! Go. Stop! Stop after. You attack here.
I'm from the streets. I don't take shit and I don't give up.
Benjamin Adegbuyi.
Biggest fight of my life.
My name is Cedric the Best Doumbé.
This is a street fight, ladies and gentlemen.
That was definitely a better round for Scheinsen, I feel.
Yeah.
Not too much, but like Nick Hemmers said, he needs to put more volume together if he's going to really decide this fight. He's just waiting a little too long, according to Nick Hemmers.
Okay, take this out. Fight!
We've all heard the phrase, it comes down to who wants it more, but when they're inside and just standing there against each other, no one's throwing punches. Whoever outworks the other guy could win this fight. Scheinsen getting 4 of the 5 judges to agree that he won round 2.
Fight!
I really like that angle Scheinsen's throwing now. He's not just staying straight in front of Tong Chai.
According to those scores, it's either man's fight to win. Oh, and a nice right hand by Tong Chai.
Looks like he's hurt to the body.
His hands are down, you're right, Joe. He's covering low. Let's see one of those kicks from Tong Chai. The left hand and a straight right from Tong Chai. Some improved boxing for sure.
Definitely. He's not just walking into the clinch anymore.
Not the clinching. Push.
But see those inside clinch knees. They keep getting up on Scheinsen.
There was a body shot. You could hear Scheinsen go, ooh. The winner fights again in about 30 minutes. Both men suffering some damage here.
Stop! Time's up! Neutral.
It looked to me, tell me if I'm wrong, Joe, that Tong Chai allowed that mouthpiece to fall out.
Well, it kind of works for Shainsin because he was hurt to the body. Now he can recover.
Okay, this is last one, okay? Green cheese.
Tashi Onari, our referee again, talking about the clinch. Tongchai has to be very careful. If a point is detected here, he's most likely going to lose the fight.
This is where Tongchai needs to maybe take his head kick, punches to the head. Shainsin's really holding his elbows low to protect his body, opening up his head.
Do you think it could also be an arm injury, perhaps?
Well, he seems to be throwing his punches well.
You're surprised Tongchai's not throwing more kicks.
He's really just focused on attacking the body.
So why not attack the body with kicks?
I agree. I would change levels as well. Change the focus. Because right now, Shainsin's just protected. If you go to the head or back to the leg, he'll open up that body again. Right now, Shainsin's just holding everything to the body. Tongchai needs to change his focus, change his levels.
The crowd showing their disapproval as 30 seconds remain in this round 3. Well, Tongchai might be holding more, but Shainsin's doing absolutely nothing to get away from it.
Yeah, they're just crashing distance. But you see Tongchai grabbing, and especially with Shainsin protecting the body, he wants to stay close as well.
And as you can see, the crowd electric over this contest here in round 3. So that's it. Who's fighting again later tonight in our final of the welterweight contender tournament? Will it be the Thai Terminator, Tongchai Sitsongpinong from Thailand, or will it be Alan Shainsin from Argentina? That question will be answered when we return to Glory 51. We welcome you back to the Rotterdam Ahoy Arena. Jump into some highlights from our opening contest here in the welterweight tournament.
And round 1 was really close. Both guys exchanged good right hands, good boxing. Both had their moments with their kicks. Round 2, Shainsin seemed to pick it up a little bit more, seemed to outscore Tongchai, and the judges scored him with that round. Round 3 was more of Tongchai. He seemed to do a better job at finding his hands with his boxing, and then eventually he started going to the body, hurt Shainsin to the body, and that seemed to be the difference in that round.
Here's our strike statistics. Punches the edge to Shainsin, as are the kicks, but knees, some devastating ones at that, lean towards Tongchai.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 tournament rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. Let's look at the totals from our 5 ringside judges. They give us back a split decision. 2 judges score the bout 29-28 Tongchai. 2 judges also have it 29-28 Shainsin. And our 5th and final judge also scores the bout 29-28 for your winner by split decision. And now advancing to the tournament final, Tongchai Sitsongpinong.
Alan Shainsin cannot believe it. It's like he lost his keys.
Yeah, Hammer's Gym does not agree with that decision.
What do you think, Joe?
Well, I could feel that it could ease. The first 2 rounds could have easily gone to Shainsin. That 3rd round to, Tongchai. But I mean, it was a very tough fight to call, and I'm glad I'm not a judge on this one.
So the 3rd round was the deciding round, and Tongchai wins it and advances to the tournament final later tonight. Coming up later, a mountain of a man. Thomas Mosney looks to drop his Slovakian hammer right to the face of his former training partner, Daniel Skor, who's making his Glory debut and wants to show that he's here to stay. But first, our 2nd semifinal as Mr. Cool. Ivan Dannenberg has a chance to prove he is indeed one of the elite in the division. His opponent, Jimmy Vino, knocks out over half his opponents. Can he do it again tonight? We find out next.
It's time for our tail of the tape for our second semifinal in the welterweight division. Ivan Dannenberg, 25 years old, and he's quite tall for this division, 6'4", and will have a 7-inch reach edge over the Frenchman.
With professional experience, it's Vignot. It's unbelievable, 22 years old with 75 fights, 32 with Dannenberg, mostly kickboxing, so the kickboxing advantage does go to Ivan Dannenberg.
Ladies and gentlemen, this tournament semifinal again scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner. He is a two-time Muay Thai world champion. His professional record, 61 wins with 14 losses. 33 of those wins have come by way of knockout. He stands 6 feet, 1/2 inch, 1.84 meters. And he weighed in at fight time at 167.5 pounds, 75.9 kilos. He's here tonight in Rotterdam representing France. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Jimmy Vignot. His opponent fighting out of the white corner, a two-time Dutch, 3-time world champion. His record, 26 wins with 6 losses. 13 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, 1.93 meters, and had an official weight at fight time of 168.5 pounds, 76.5 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Aruba, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mr. Cool, Ivan Dannenberg. The third man inside the glory ropes, your referee is Paul Nichols.
Gentlemen, you understand the rules that you're fighting to. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Do you have any questions? Touch gloves if you like. Push back. Judge. All right.
We've heard about 8 different ways on how to pronounce Jimmy Vignot's name. I thought it was Vignot, but Tim Hughes said Vignot, so that's what we'll go with. We didn't have a chance to talk to Jimmy. He was delayed because of a snowstorm in France, which they very rarely have. So he's coming in, landing, jumping off the plane, and fighting Ivan Dannenberg.
That's good to have that experience. Those 75 fights will help him.
And Dannenberg usually likes to start pretty fast, Joe.
Yeah, and he's gonna really have to utilize that reach that he has. Because Vignot's really crafty. Just trying to slip and counter back, but slipped himself.
Joe, you were usually the smaller fighter in there. When you're 4 to 5 inches shorter than your opponent, how does that affect your strategy?
Well, you got to get on the inside. So for me, it was get inside and box and use my low kicks. But with a Muay Thai base like Vignot, I'm sure he's going to try to utilize that clinching knee. Glory rules active clinching knee.
According to Nick Kalinkas, Glory handicapper, Ivan Dannenberg, a -215 favorite in this fight. Those odds seem a little high, Joe. Vignot certainly accomplished 61-14 overall.
When I first saw Dannenberg enter Glory, I knew he was going to be a big threat. That reach and that calm style is going to give people a lot of problems.
Vignot doing pretty well here in round 1.
Vignot is a southpaw. Really likes to utilize his boxing and his low kicks. So let's see if he can get those low kicks in action.
Where that buckled the knees of Ivan Dannenberg, who says it was a low blow.
Yeah, north-south like that, that's what it's called when an orthodox fighter fights a southpaw. When you hit that back leg with the low kick, a lot of times you do hit the jock. A nice way of saying
the jock, yes.
There's Dannenberg's coach. Peters yelling at Dannenberg, probably to get a little bit more active.
Left connected for Dannenberg. He just backed Vignot up into the ropes. A couple of big knees from Dannenberg. That's his favorite strike. We look all over Glory. Perhaps the only fighter with better knees, maybe Myrtle Grunhard.
Yeah, Myrtle's got very dangerous knees. That flank switch left knee, one of the best in the game.
Oh, good right hand. That slowed Vignot down for sure. Oh, was that a knockdown? No, says the referee. It's because he caught Dannenberg midair. It was more of an off-balance shot.
Yeah, but good job on Dannenberg to pop up like that. If he took his time getting up, I guarantee that was a knockdown.
You're right. Paul Nichols was looking at it for a second. Break! Fight! It was a good punch for sure for Vigneault. Break! Now that was a tough round to score. Beginning Vigneault, but towards the end, Dannenberg.
Yeah, Dannenberg found his boxing, but Dannenberg is trying to come in with his knees, and there was a nice straight left from Vigneault as soon as he came in.
Good job by Paul Nichols.
Yeah, it's very good call. And what Paul Nichols was telling me, it's the reaction of the fighter, the way he falls. So you can tell that was a mid-air shot that put him down, so it's the reaction that counts.
There's the nickname, Mr. Cool. He's won 3 of his last 4. An impressive victory at Glory 45 Amsterdam when he blew out Willington Uega of Brazil. He scored 4 knockdowns in that fight. That's when he really arrived on the scene. As for Vigneault, he's had 1 fight in Glory.
Yeah, you can see he had his first Muay Thai gym at the age of 13. Very intelligent and technical style like we see, and he's got to use more of his boxing and his low kicks.
There are our beautiful Glory girls. Ivan Dannenberg fought here at Glory 49 in Rotterdam. Beat experienced English fighter Jamie Bates. Nasty knees by him in that fight. Open scoring. Let's see how the judges have it. 3 for the Frenchman, 2 for Dannenberg.
Dannenberg had his best success when he's using his boxing and his reach.
Nice counter right.
Yeah, he needs to stay long with his boxing, then mix in his knees. Don't lead with the knees. Vigneault's waiting to counter that knee. Dannenberg needs to keep long punches, then mix in the knees.
Jab. That punch is there all day long as Vigneault stays at distance.
Nice counter low kicks to the back leg from Vigneault. One of my favorite strategies when fighting north-south. Nice strategy from Dannenberg to angle versus the forward pressure.
Let go. Fight. Break. Fight. Vigneault is beating Dannenberg in the punch, it seems.
Yeah, he's doing a good job, and I expected a little bit more of a Muay Thai base, but his kickboxing is definitely improving. The clinch isn't even a factor for him.
Break.
But Vigneault's not letting Dannenberg take over this fight. He's trying to be first, and he's countering back right away.
Keep in mind, Tong Chai is sitting backstage watching this fight. He probably doesn't really care who wins. He just wants both these guys to get beat up really badly. Break! Break!
One holding.
Fight! There'll be 1 fight after this one, then it's the tournament final. Now Dannenberg being more aggressive. There's one of those patented knees. Break! Fight! Leg kicks. Vigneault 13 compared to just 2 for Dannenberg.
Dannenberg's landing every time he was throwing his jab, but he's closing the distance where he needs to stay long.
Surprised Dannenberg hasn't really tried any high kicks or many body kicks. Such a tall stance.
There's that jab. He needs to stay busy with it.
Vigneault walked right into that line of fire. Fight! Break! Fight! Break!
I'm from the streets. I don't take shit, and I don't give up.
Benjamin Adegbuyi.
Biggest fight of my life.
My name is Cedric the Best Doumbé.
This is a street fight, ladies and gentlemen.
Artem Vahitov, the current reigning Glory Light Heavyweight Champion of the world, recovering from injury, says he could be back as soon as 2 months. Robin van Roosmalen, Holland's own, the Glory Featherweight World Champion in the house. And the the current welterweight champion, Harut Gregorian. What's up, my man? He's smiling ear to ear after an impressive victory at our last Glory event in Chicago.
Yeah, and he's watching closely because he's got a potential contender coming up.
Ready?
We saw Cedric Doumbé and Alim Nabiev fight on the Glory Super Fight Series. Nabiev won that fight, so it appears Harut will get him next. And after that, perhaps the winner of this tournament. Round 3, let's see what the judges say. 3 to Dannenberg, 2 to Vigneault. Very interesting scorecards as we add them up. So right now, 3 of them have it. 1 has it even, 2 to Dannenberg, 2 to Vigneault. This will be an interesting round 3 for sure as far as scores go. Best bet for one of these guys, get a knockout.
And I like Dannenberg. He's being busier. The way he angled off and attacked again.
Break! Well, Joe, the winner of this round wins the fight. Just like in the Alan Scheinson fight we just covered versus Tongcha.
Guys can't rely on the judges. They have to keep this pressure going.
Break!
Just because you think you're up 2 rounds, you gotta keep pushing.
Sorry, Joe, go ahead.
I was just saying some blood from the nose of Vigneault now, and it looked like there was a cut on the end.
Break! Would you say the welterweight division is Glory's deepest right now?
Right now, I'd have to say so. There's been a lot of good featherweights coming in, but right now, there's a lot of good contenders in this welterweight division, a lot of changes in the champions. Ivan Dannenberg going to work with the
Nice flurry from Mr. Cool as Vigneault seemingly is beginning to shrink a little bit, Joe.
Yeah, he's fading. He doesn't have that power and the countering like he had in the first 2 rounds.
Break! Are you still a little bit surprised that Dannenberg's willing to just continually close the distance?
Yeah, if I'm Dannenberg, I want to hit and move my feet again. I don't want to stay in this clinch range. Throw a straight punch, move your feet, keep the distance. I find he's crashing distance instead of maintaining it.
Well, he's addicted to knees. That's the problem.
Yeah, if he stayed outside, maybe start throwing his kick a little bit more, he can keep the fight at such a longer range and he'll get hit a lot less.
Well, he's still only 25 years old, a lot of room to grow. And hey, the strategy seems to be paying off here in round 3.
Maybe it's to save the kicks for the finals. Maybe he just really wants to come in, use his hands and his knees.
Well, he's been the bully in round 3, as we know, calls him on. Break! Break! Fight! Some urgency now. This fight could still be won in the last 20 seconds. Good head kick. Oh, and a left hand landed for Vigneault, but Dannenberg handled it pretty well.
Yeah, Vigneault's definitely gassed here. Let's see if Dannenberg can put something together in this last seconds of the fight.
Break! So that will do it. Did Dannenberg do enough in round 3? Who's gonna face Tongcha later tonight? We'll find out when we return to the Netherlands. We welcome you back to the Rotterdam Ahoy Arena. Jump into some highlights from our semi-final.
And first 2 rounds were really close. Vigneault seemed to do a good job countering back. Dannenberg found some success with his boxing. There he got kind of knocked off balance from that straight left from Vigneault, but a lot of success in the boxing of Dannenberg, a lot of forward pressure. And then in the 3rd round, it seemed like Vigneault started to fade. Some blood from the nose and the eye. And Dannenberg did find some good combinations pressuring with his boxing and his knees.
Here's our strike statistics. Punches 49 to 15 for Dannenberg, but kicks 21 to 2 for Vigneault.
Strikes landed by zone. It was Dannenberg really focusing on the boxing to the head, where Vigneault was really trying to attack that back leg of Ivan Dannenberg.
Who's moving on to face the Thai Terminator? Let's find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 tournament rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. Let's look at the totals from our 5 ringside judges. They give us back a split decision. Scoring this bout, 30-27 from 2 of our judges for Dannenberg. 2 judges have it 29-28 Vigneault. And our 5th and final judge scores it 29-28 for your winner by split decision. Now advancing to the tournament final, Ivan Dannenberg.
Onward and upward. Score Mr. Cool, a winner by split decision.
Yeah, it was a tough fight for him. He had to dig real deep against that technical and crafty Vigneault, but he's got to go back, recover quickly because he's got a Tong Chai who's been waiting for him.
So here's our updated bracket. Tong Chai beat Alan Scheinson, and now Dannenberg has beaten Jimmy Vigneault. They will face off later tonight for the welterweight contender tournament championship. Coming up next, though, it's the biggest man on the card tonight, the Slovakian giant, who knows a big performance will put him right in the thick of things in this heavyweight division. Standing in his way, knockout specialist Daniel Skor. 2/3 of his wins have come by KO.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the great heavyweights in kickboxing history. Here is Badr Hari.
We're back, Joe, as we jump into highlights from this fight. I think there were some, right?
Yeah, and it was all the same kind of fight, all 3 rounds. First success with Mosny with the knees in the first round, but since that, we really didn't see him utilize that. But what you saw was Skor really coming forward, Mosny backing up, counter-fighting off his heels. Third round, both of them started getting a little bit more exhausted, so you saw a little bit more clinching in this round, but overall it was a little bit of a sloppy fight because of the close-range style fighting, but regardless, from the judges' scorecard, it looks like Mosny edged.
Well, here are the strike statistics. Mosny landing 64 punches, and that's just about all he did, whereas Skor had the edge on kicks with 18 landed.
And you saw Mosny strikes landed by zone, really focusing on the head punches, where you saw Skor really trying to use kicks to the body.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout goes the distance, so we go to the judges' scorecard. Let's look at the totals. 2 of our judges score the bout 29-28. The remaining 3 score at 30-27, all for your winner by unanimous decision, Tomas Mosny.
There he is, Thomas Mosny, who wins this fight. Who do you want to see him fight next in the heavyweight division?
Well, there's a lot of good fights he can have, but again, I still don't think he's ready for the big top name, so I would say maybe someone close ranked to number 10, or give him a shot maybe at the top 5, but I still think he needs a little bit more development, especially with his conditioning and the ability to move forward and backwards as well.
I can assure you our main event heavyweight fight will be more entertaining than this one. It has to, because it features this man, Badr Hari, hitting loose with Big Mike, his trainer, backstage. Badr Hari says he's in peak physical condition. So says his opponent, Hesdy Gerges, who's been training like a madman. That heavyweight bout still to come tonight. But up next, it's the finals of our welterweight contender tournament. Tong Chai, the Thai Terminator, and Mr. Cool, Ivan Dannenberg. Let's look at highlights on how both these men reached this final, Joe.
And let's start with Tong Chai versus Alan Scheinson. Again, very close fight. First round, in my opinion, could have gone any way. Second round, Scheinson started to pick it up a little bit more, but Tong Chai did find some success with his boxing and his knees on the inside. Where in the second semifinal, Ivan Dannenberg versus Vigneault, first 2 rounds again, very close. Dannenberg finding success with his boxing, trying to land those knees where he got caught there, but Dannenberg does in this fight need to stay as long as possible. He needs to stay away from that clinch range if he wants to win this contender tournament fight.
Here's our
Ladies and gentlemen, this contender tournament final is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Fighting out of the black corner, he now improves his record to 27 wins with 6 losses, 13 of those wins coming by knockout. At 6 feet 4 inches tall, 1.93 meters, he weighed in at 168.5 pounds, 76.5 kilos. Back tonight, fighting out of Aruba, here again is Ivan Dannenberg. His opponent fighting out of the white corner, now with 137 career victories, 35 losses, and 46 knockouts. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, 1.78 meters, and weighed in with an official weight of 169 pounds, 76.7 kilos. Back to fight out of Bangkok, Thailand, here again, Thongchai. The referee in charge of this contender tournament final is Paul Nichols.
Gentlemen, you understand the rules that you're fighting to. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Do you have any questions? Clutch gloves if you like. Push back. Judge, 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 time.
Someone's about to get their passport to the upper echelon of the division.
Ready?
Who will win our welterweight contender tournament? We're about to find out. Ivan Dannenberg in the black gloves, the Thai Terminator wearing white.
There's Dannenberg open up with a kick, which we didn't see in the first fight. So maybe he was saving his shins for this one.
Well, you're not supposed to hook with a hooker. Do you kick with a kicker like Thongchai?
Well, Dannenberg has the longer legs. He's got to use his reach. He's got to stay busy on the outside. So just like that, keep scoring and moving. Better adjustment than we saw in the first round. And maybe Dannenberg just wasn't comfortable with the southpaw Vigneault, so maybe he's used to orthodox versus orthodox fights.
Already you can tell it seems to me it's like a much better strategy for Dannenberg.
Yeah, because he's staying long. He might be intimidated by the clinch, knowing that the Thai is a dominant kneer in there.
Nice running in right hand. I don't know what you would call that.
But I liked what Dannenberg did there. He let go of the clinch and started fighting. He doesn't have to wait there. If the referee doesn't break it, let go and start letting your hands go.
You're supposed to fight out of it. And Dannenberg landed a couple shots, but got clipped a little bit from Thongchai.
Yeah, he wants to stay out of this fight. He needs to go back to staying long, using his jab, kicks on the outside.
Break!
Nice low kick from Thongchai.
Break!
Now Dannenberg coming back on the inside again.
Yeah, that's how he started with and ended the fight with Vigneault. Needs to keep long. Or maybe Thongchai's just doing a good job at closing the distance.
Thongchai's boxing has certainly improved from the last time we saw him, but is it good enough to hang with Dannenberg? He's eating some big power punches now. Don't forget he absorbed 50 punches in his first fight.
Yeah, Thongchai throws really round punches. If I'm Dannenberg, I'm looking for knees up the middle, uppercuts.
And I believe Dannenberg has suffered a cut over his left eye, right on his eyebrow.
I'll be the judge.
That's usually a dangerous spot.
Break!
Glory is so unique, Joe, in that you can literally earn your way right to the top if you could win a one-night tournament victory.
Yeah, it's tough to get to one, but once you're the top 4 in the world, you got to win 2 in one night, which is not a really easy task.
Well, Dannenberg said, listen, I've been begging for a tournament. Finally got one. I'm going to make the most of it. And he's got a chance here tonight. Who'd you give that round to?
I still think Dannenberg started off well, stayed a little longer, so I give a slight advantage to Ivan Dannenberg.
We're just minutes away from our main event tonight. Badr Hari and Hesdy Gerges This crowd has been pretty subdued tonight. We really haven't given them a ton to cheer about so far in this card. Every single fight has gone the distance.
Well, hopefully they're saving their voice for the Badr Gerges fight.
Over 10,000 tickets sold. Badr Hari, a true celebrity here in Holland, also in Morocco, where he owns the home as well.
All across the world as well. Very popular.
Fight! They'll be fighting for the first time in Holland in 6 years. Later tonight, just minutes away. Stay tuned as we enter the second round here between Dannenberg and Tongchai. According to our judges, all 5 giving the first round to the Aruban, Mr. Cool.
Fight!
The thing with Tongchai, you see him, he throws in singles. He throws a single kick, a single punch. I feel an improvement for him would be to, combo a little bit more. Use a jab, set up your punches a little bit more, instead of having to be on the inside to box.
Break! Stop!
Head strikes for Dannenberg, 14-6.
I like when Tongchai goes to the leg. I think that could be one of his better weapons in this fight.
Break! Stop!
Use his hands, chop the leg.
Break!
Dannenberg content to come in, throw a punch.
Both of you, stop holding.
Right inside and hug.
Paul Nichols again with the warning.
There was a knee.
I feel Dannenberg needs to throw those up the middle strikes. He knows Tongchai's coming in on a straight line. So that's when you got to pop your cross, your jab, and have some knees and some uppercuts with, just like that. Create some space, push off.
Nice head movement from Dannenberg.
Stop! Break! Fight!
A few minutes ago, you heard a couple of answers from Badr Hari. An exclusive one-on-one interview with him coming up a little later on before we go right to our main event. He had some very interesting things to say. It's a different Badr Hari.
Break! Fight! Stop! Fight!
Half minute to go here in round 2.
The problem with this second fight, I think Dannenberg would like to stay long, but Tongchai just keeps rushing in and grabbing and clinching.
Stop!
If Dannenberg has the energy, he needs to move his feet.
You and you, stop holding, okay? Yeah? Fight!
Mutual warning from Paul Nichols. I like that.
There's a punch on the break. That's what we like to see.
Stop. That's what I'm telling you. Dannenberg did that in the first round. He clinched very quickly, then created space and started punching.
Stop!
Finally, some action to end round 2, primarily coming from Dannenberg.
I'm from the streets. I don't take shit, and I don't give up.
Benjamin Adegbuyi!
Biggest fight of my life.
My name is Cedric, the best Doumbé.
This is a street fight, ladies and gentlemen.
Tongchai excelled as a youth in Thailand fighting Muay Thai. Career culminated in winning a Lumpini Stadium title at the age of 17 years old. Lumpini is basically the big stadium there for Muay Thai. You win the championship there, you're basically the national champ. He did that at 147 pounds. Tonight, he's fighting at 170 pounds.
Fight!
Big difference, but he is a bit older, 21 years old now.
Just still very young in the sport. But for Thais, it could be a little older once they start when they're really young.
Started when he was 11. One judge gave the second round to Tongchai, the rest for Dannenberg, so it's his fight to lose now. Nice this 1-2.
Stop!
And occasionally when Tongchai gets clipped, he kind of falls back into that, let me put my hands up in front of me as opposed to putting his hands up by his ears.
Yeah, and he usually continues to walk forward, so I think he's using the clinch still too much to defend the boxing, so still needs to go back. Again, boxing is still new to him. He's been doing Muay Thai his whole life. This is a brand new sport for him. But again, no excuse. We've seen someone like Sidichai come in and dominate in the lightweight division.
Break!
Sidichai coming off a victory at Glory 50 Chicago. Impressive win over Chris Baya. He completely neutralized Baya, who had no answer for Sidichai.
We've seen Panamarum do really well in the featherweight division as well.
There's a kick finally from Tongchai.
Break! Fight!
There's that low kick from Tongchai.
He fired that one off.
Stop!
Well, I mean, the issue with that is it going to put Dannenberg out? Probably not in the third round like this, so he's got to find something. Low kicks at this point might not be enough. Should have started to go attack those legs a lot earlier.
There's a lot of real estate down there that Tongchai could exploit. There's a low blow to the knee.
Neutral.
Caught him flush.
Time in. Fight!
So Dannenberg perhaps a minute away from a welterweight contender tournament championship. Just can't suffer a knockdown.
Fight!
Does Tongchai still have the power in his hands or with his kicks to put the big fella down?
I don't think so.
Well, there's a way. Doesn't count.
Fight! Stop! That's fine. Ready? Fight!
Flying knee from Dannenberg. 10 seconds left. Dannenberg wants a final flurry.
Yeah, he does that at the end of every round.
There's a little bit of action as the crowd gives a cheer.
And Tongchai clinches again.
We're headed to break. One of these men will win the welterweight contender tournament title. Who is it? We'll find out next. We're back in Rotterdam. Let's look at our highlights from Dannenberg versus Tongchai.
Yep, Dannenberg started good, staying long with his punches, good punch combinations. Tried to land the knees. Not very successful with his kicks and knees in this fight. His advantage came in the box, but we did see a lot of clinching, dumping, and messy fighting on the inside. But it seemed like Dannenberg was doing the better in the combination exchanges. And here's that end flurry. Dannenberg trying to create as much space as he can to try to steal that last round.
Here are our final strike statistics. Tongchai with more kicks and knees, but Dannenberg substantially landing more punches.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 more tournament rounds, we go the distance, so we go to the judges' scorecard. Here are the totals. One judge scores at 29-28. The remaining 4 all score at 30-27. It's a unanimous decision for your winner. And now, contender tournament champion, Ivan Dannenberg. Here to present the Ramon Deckers Trophy and Certificate, Glory Chairman Pierre Anderon and our Managing Director of Sport, Cor Hemmers.
congratulations to Ivan Vandenberg, who wins the welterweight contender tournament. Joe, how bright is his future in this division?
Well, I just think he's so talented. He's long, he's rangy, and he just showed that he has some room for improvement, and that's what's so great about the sport. So he's got to go back with his coach, Clyde Peters, work on some distance control, and I think he's going to be a big threat in the welterweight division.
And with that, we turn our attention now to our main event of the evening in the heavyweight division. It's Badr Hari versus Hesdy Gerges, and it's next. We welcome you back to Rotterdam as we get set for our main event, featuring, of course, Badr Hari, whose attitude and lifestyle have completely changed. He's a family man now with a smile on his face, but as he told me in this exclusive interview, looks can be deceiving.
Here with the one and only Badr Hari. Doesn't want nicknames anymore. Doesn't like nicknames, right?
Yeah.
You're just Badr Hari.
If you say so.
Okay. Well, you're getting ready to fight Hesdy Gerges. Compared to when you fought 10 years ago, do you still get nervous before a fight, anxious, excited?
Yeah, of course I get excited and I get anxious, but it's a good feeling. It's the reason why I stepped into this world and the reason why I love my job, so can't wait.
You said that you're not here, you don't really care about winning belts anymore. So what's the, besides money, what's the motivation for you to win and win and win?
I want to win fans again, you know, I want to have more fans. You know, I want to be people's champ. You know, I want people to recognize, I want people to, you know, believe and see that I'm the best. That's motivation, you know.
You mentioned before your last fight you were much heavier. You felt like you were maybe too slow. Is that why you're more lean for this fight?
Yeah, I was too slow. I felt it in my training before, but I was like, okay, let's see how this works out. But no, it didn't fit me. It wasn't functional. So we went back, see what has to happen. You know, changed the new training coach, physical and conditioning. And he was like, okay, man, we have to drop weight because in the good years you were fast, you were explosive, you moved easy. That works better for you, so let's go.
Could you hit as hard as the bigger Badr could?
No, I hit harder now. I hit more precise. I hit faster. And the body does what the mind wants.
And you just talked about you want to keep the fans you have and get new fans as well.
Yeah.
What do you need to do against Hesdy in order to get new fans?
To get fans is easy. You just have to beat people up. That's it. You beat them up.
You said beat them up, but you didn't say knock them out. Do you feel like you have to knock him out?
Sometimes beating up is better. So I think Saturday we'll be beating somebody up.
Save the best for last, and that's what we can certainly say about Hesdy Gerges versus Badr Hari. These two giants of the heavyweights are eager to fight each other and knock each other out.
Yeah, I really want to fight him. I trained very hard for this fight.
The only thing I have to prove all the time is that I am the best.
To be an absolute war, because let me tell you, there is no love lost between these two men. Now it's really exploded into action now. Shots in the middle of centre ring. Hesdy Gerges is taking what Badr Hari's giving and giving it back.
But it's like a street fight. It's great.
Credit to him. No, that was out of order. That was bound out of order. The crowd justifiably so booed.
There is a kind of unfinished business in this fight. I think the most important thing on the line is it is a matter of honor.
I'm going to bring a war. Nothing less.
Hesdy was making a little bit noise that he really wants it. We don't duck, we fight. So I think for him it's unfinished business, and I'm here to give him what he asks for. I won't show him any mercy, so yeah, let's knock him out. Yeah.
Their last meeting ended with a second-round disqualification and resulted in nearly a decade of bad blood over some unfinished business. Tonight, we'll finish it here inside the Glory Ring. His debut came all the way back at Glory 11 in Chicago, and he's set to make his 10th Glory start. Here is Hesdy Gerges.
Believes his victory is a foregone conclusion, saying, I've never been more confident about a fight in my life. I've already beaten Badr tonight. They just have to announce my name. Sold-out Cornett Pilsner Arena welcomed his return in Oberhausen more than a year ago. Tonight, he'll fight in the Netherlands for the first time in 6 years. Here is Badr Hari! Most alluring enigma, a man who is both feared and revered, unpredictable and unapologetic. But is he still the destroyer in the ring that he once was? The world wants to know, and we're about to find out.
Yeah, and you gotta see the history that Badr Hari has had. He has fought the best kickboxers and the best heavyweights in the world. He has wins over Semi Schill, Gokhan Saki, Alistair Overeem, Peter Aerts, Ray Sefo. You're talking about one of the most ferocious kickboxers of all time.
He is a massive favorite tonight, minus 470. He's expected to win. His fans expect him to win by knockout. Here is our tale of the tape for this, our main event. Badr Hari, 33 years old, and he'll hold a 4.5-inch reach advantage over the taller and heavier Hesdy Gerges.
When it comes to professional experience, there's a massive 119 fights for Badr Hari, 70 for Hesdy Gerges, but what makes Badr so ferocious is that 87% knockout ratio.
Fight metrics, ladies and gentlemen. The average fight time for Badr Hari, not very long. 4.5 minutes roughly. Look at those power strikes landed. He's extremely accurate, 79%.
Now with the judges scoring, using the following prioritized criteria, starting with knockdowns, followed by cumulative damage inflicted, followed by number of clean scoring strikes with an emphasis on spectacular techniques. Finally, if there's no clear advantage, judges are looking for aggression.
Open scoring tonight. 5 judges will score it on a 10-point must system. The scores will be shown after each round, so we know exactly where we stand.
Now let's take a look at my keys to glory for this fight. And for Badr, he really needs to control the range and the pace of the fight, and he's going to do that using his jab. And when he's ready, he's going to look for that timing to unload his vicious power combinations. Where Hesdy Gerges wants to use that pressure style, try to keep Badr against the ropes as much as he can, and look to land his ferocious low kicks.
This is your main event of the evening. 3 rounds in Glory's heavyweight division and a rematch 8 years in the making. This bout sanctioned by the International Sport Kickboxing Association. At the opening bell, your referee is Atsushi Onari. From Rotterdam to Reno, combat sport fans are tuned in around the world. It's time for Glory! Introducing first, fighting out of the white corner. He is a WFCA World and European Champion. His professional record, 50 wins, 19 losses, and 1 draw. 23 of those wins by knockout. He stands 6 feet 7 inches tall, a full 2 meters, and he weighed in with an official weight of 245.5 pounds, 111.4 kilos. Fighting out of the Netherlands, ladies and gentlemen, Hesdy Gerges. Here now is his opponent, fighting out of the black corner, a former heavyweight world champion and 2-time World Grand Prix runner-up. His professional record, 106 wins, 13 losses, and 92 career knockouts. He stands 6 feet 6 inches tall, 1.98 meters, and he weighed in at fight time at 224.5 pounds, 101.8 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Morocco. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Badr Hari. And your referee in charge is Atsushi Onari.
This is Glory rule. 3 minutes, 3 rounds, okay? No cringing. Fight, good fight.
Can Hesdy Gerges shock the kickboxing world and send this sold-out crowd home stunned? Or will Badr Hari be the human wrecking machine that has made him a worldwide phenom? Here we go, 3 rounds in the heavyweight division.
Long wait for Gerges to get this fight back. Badr started with that jab, mixed in good body kicking.
Badr Hari nearly 30 pounds lighter than we last saw him against Rico. He says he's quicker, he's stronger, and he's in better condition.
Yeah, and you're already seeing his kicks flying, which is very impressive because Badr's got some vicious low kicks and left kicks. But Gerges is really known for his low kicks, and we're going to have to see that fighter heart in him.
Gerges biding his time here, hasn't let loose yet. He promised to put Badr through hell tonight.
Gerges staying patient. Doesn't want to overcommit and open up.
Right now it's target practice for Badr Hari.
Yeah, he's just picking his jab, using his body kicks. But maybe Gerges is trying to weather the early storm, trying to take Badr in the later rounds. Nice counter low kick from Gerges.
If there's one area that Gerges has the advantage, it has to be low kicks.
Nice close range defense from Hesdy. Jab, but Badr's gonna keep coming over and over.
Finally, Gerges throws a punch. Halfway through round 1. No fireworks yet. Jab to the body there from Gerges.
Yeah, Gerges is switching
switching stances, something we really don't see with him. That could be something that the change in Hesdy Gym is working with him. Former coach Tom Herricks, one of the best to bring kickboxing to Holland. Still approved of Hesdy changing cams.
Best trainers in the business, Big Mike, multiple world champions over the years. Now Hesdy unloading on Badr, who's covering up in the corner. And there's a low kick, and that got Badr's attention.
Yeah, change levels with his punches, finished with the low kick. Badr back to that body kick. You see the redness building up on Gerges.
That step forward right hand to the body is something perhaps that Gerges has been working on in training.
That's definitely something really new.
Nice heel kick from Badr.
Yeah, he's really known for that. He had some vicious knockouts with that spinning heel kick, which made him popular when he was 19 in K1.
An uppercut snuck through for Badr Hari, and it reddened the nose of Hesdy Gerges. Another heel kick.
Yeah, and he's switching stances too. There's that pressure style that Gerges needs. Keep Badr against the ropes.
Oh, again, a low kick, and Badr stumbling back across the ring.
Yeah, very interesting round. I think Hesdy Gerges did a lot better that round than most people expected. And here it's Hesdy Gerges pressuring most of this round. There's that change in his stance. And then Badr staying really protected, and he's keeping his left leg up because he knows Gerges is going to finish that punch combination with the low kick. And here's Badr mixing in that spinning heel kick that made him so popular when he was younger. Not only did he throw it from his right stance, he even turned southpaw and threw a spin kick from that southpaw position.
What did that last low kick tell you as Badr went spinning back to the ropes? Sorry, Joe, you didn't hear me. I said, what did that last low kick from Hesdy Gerges that sent Badr sprawling back to the ropes? What did that tell you?
It did a lot of damage. It means they're adding up. It means that Hesdy Gerges needs to keep going there. Badr's got to do a better job at defending it.
Ready, fight!
Round 2, scheduled for 3.
Badr's really trying to attack the body, whether with its body kicks or body punches. That's because Gerges has that high guard. Elbows up a little higher, leaving his body open, but great pressure fighting from Hesdy.
Not good body language from Badr right now. Hesdy Gerges said he would force Badr Hari to quit. He would maul him. Look at the smile on Gerges' face.
Don't count Badr out.
There's a low kick again that sends Badr off balance.
That's when Gerges is landing that kick the best. As Badr exit, Gerges lands that low kick. Badr calling him on.
Badr waving Hesdy in, and Hesdy says, no thanks, I'll just keep punching you and kicking you from out here.
Fight!
Badr staying really defensive. Is he trying to gas Gerges out? Nice rip to the body.
We told you to be open scoring for this fight. There has been a change. I'm not sure if it's a technical problem or what, but there will not be open scoring for this particular bout. Body kick from Badr. This crowd waiting for Badr to land that one big shot.
Nice uppercut attempt.
Stop!
A couple of punches landed by Badr. I think Gerges was complaining of his mouthpiece coming out.
Yeah, he spit it out, but, you know, Badr took advantage of that. Because it looked like Gerges spit it out on his own.
Okay. Fight!
Gerges needs to make sure he defends himself at all times.
Still waiting for those non-stop flurries from Badr, where he usually opens up and throws 5-6 punch combinations.
Right now, he's really staying shelled up and really ripping shots to the body and uppercuts. Gerges is really slowing down, hasn't thrown that low kick much. He just did there, but good check from Badr.
Keep in mind, oh, there's an uppercut. Badr Hari's only had one fight in the last 2.5 years.
Hesdy's mouth guard out again.
I mean, this is a stalling tactic.
It could be. He is fatiguing. I feel it should be mandatory for all fighters to have a custom mouth guard. They should snap in and
Mouthpiece.
not come
Okay.
off.
Okay. One goes on. One goes on. Fight!
Jab from Badr.
Badr relying on that uppercut. It's landed a few times. Seems to be his money shot.
Downstairs goes Badr. Some thudding blows to the midsection. Another spinning heel kick.
Fight!
Badr's going to that body. Grips the body, then mixes the uppercut.
Well, Badr can't be all that fatigued if he's trying spinning heel kicks with a few seconds left in the round.
No, he's found his energy. Maybe this is what the lighter weight is doing it. It's allowing him to keep this pace for longer.
Let's see what happened with that mouth guard coming out.
That came out way too easy.
Badr still landed a punch. And then the second time, let's see. There's the uppercut. Badr smiles and it's shot out.
Yeah, very interesting why it's coming out so it doesn't even look molded.
Typically, do fighters wear the same mouthpiece they use in sparring for fights?
A lot of guys do, and a lot of them even use the cheap mouth guards you buy, but this is your health. This is your cheap, your brain health, so invest in a good mouth guard.
Okay, this is that sound. Okay.
Make of that what you will. This is the third and final round in a very close fight between Badr Hari in the black gloves and Hesdy Gerges in the white.
That second round was a lot better for Badr. He needs to keep that pace, the body shots, keep those body kicks going. Hesdy needs to find some energy. Try to pressure fight again. It's Badr backing him up against the ropes now.
Badr downstairs again. Waves Gerges in.
Really liking that right shovel hook to the body.
He's sitting down on his punches now as Badr Hari. There's a knee. Downstairs again.
Just waiting for that Badr uppercut to fly.
Stop! Fight!
What Hesdy was doing best was try to push Badr back and then land those low kicks, but I don't think Hesdy has the energy to do that. And it's Badr Hari pressure fighting now.
Knees to the body, punches to the body.
Hey!
You know, Rico Verhoeven's at home taking notes right now. High kick from Hesdy Gerges.
Hesdy finding some energy, not too much power.
This fight seemingly still up for grabs here with a minute 35 to go.
Fight!
You give Hesdy round one, Badr round two, it's going to come to three.
A low kick there from Badr, and then he goes upstairs. Then downstairs.
Yeah, really relying on that hard right hook to the body.
Badr has been more active in round three for sure. Another knee.
Stop! Fight!
Blood pouring out of the nose now of Hesdy Gerges. This crowd urging Badr on. They want the knockout.
There's that uppercut.
Oh, the right hand, right over the ear. Another knee to the body.
Go, let's stop! Break!
Half minute to go here.
Fight!
Gerges looking up at the clock. Fatigue is certainly a factor. Badr seems to be much fresher.
Fight!
A leg kick sends Gerges down. Not a knockdown, no.
Gerges looked like he was trying to do a spin kick, and Badr didn't have it. Just attack the legs right away.
Fight!
started, put on a pretty good display, Joe, but who do you think got the job done?
Well, I think Badr got it done. First round could have easily gone to Gerges, but rounds 2 and 3 was Badr Hari picking it up, so I can give it 2-1 for Badr.
Jump into some highlights from Badr Hari and Hesdy Gerges.
Yeah, round 1 was the best round for Gerges. Did a good job coming forward, pressure fighting, finding his low kick. Badr a few times trying that spinning back kick, but there you go. Hesdy Gerges and his low kicks in round 1 did a lot of good damage. Round 2, we saw Gerges' mouth guard come out 2 times, but Badr started to find his groove. Started ripping those good body punches and really stayed close and became the pressure fighter in the 3rd round. Landed a good uppercut and right hand, really finishing off the 3rd round, really strong. And really showing that, you know what, he still has that pace to go 3 rounds.
Here's our strikes by round. Badr Hari in the 1st and 3rd landed more, and it was Hesdy Gerges in round 2, slight edge, 35-32.
Looking at the punches, you have Badr dominating with the punch count, landing 68 to the 47 of Gerges. Kicks more towards Hesdy Gerges with the low kicks. Total strikes, edge to Gerges. Total strikes landed went for Badr, but total strikes thrown was Hesdy Gerges.
Ladies and gentlemen, your main event of the evening goes the distance, so we go to the judges' scorecard. Here are the totals. One judge scores the bout 29-28. The 4 remaining judges all have it 30-27. A unanimous decision, all for your winner, Badr Hari!
I'm here with the winner, Badr Hari. Badr, describe your performance tonight.
Morocco! I love you. The Netherlands, I love you. Italy, I love you. Puerto Rico, I love you. America, I love you. But I love Morocco the most. France, I like France also. No, you know, this is a fight we've been waiting for a long time. So I was burned, like a lot of people know, like I don't lose rematches, my friend. I'm 9-1 in all the fighters I fight for the 2nd time. If you give me a 2nd chance, I beat you up. But let me say, Hesdy did a good job. He's one of the toughest fighters walking around in glory. He's no easy guy. He got a big heart, but tonight my heart was bigger. So you win some and you lose some. But I respect him a lot and I'm happy. We've been waiting for this fight for like 8 years. We were youngsters and we came back. I came back in shape. He came back a little bit heavy. But he did a good job. I want to thank Glory for giving me the opportunity to be back and to be part of a family. And I think this is the best fighting sport in the world. You know, I like boxing, but I like Glory more. I like MMA, but I like Glory more. I think we're the #1 fighting sports in the business. So, I think there's another rematch coming up, I think.
You know, you didn't promise to knock Hesdy Gerges out, but after your last fight with Rico, you said, I will fight you again, and I will knock you out. You still believe that?
Yeah, of course. Listen, we fought Hesdy. We know it's gonna be, it's not gonna be an easy fight. I don't know a lot of fighters who knocked Hesdy out. You know, he got a couple, but he's a hard, tough guy. But the main goal, like I said in the interviews, I wanna take off some ring rust. You know, I didn't been in the ring for a couple of times, so I needed these rounds. So for me, it was, you know, I want to make 3 rounds And this guy, he really, and now he's a good guy, but before he really annoyed me. He was like, I gotta make him quit, and it only made me hungry. And you know, Musa, this trainer, he knows me very well. I'm a tough kid. I'm from the streets. I don't take shit, and I don't give up. If I give up, it's because I cannot fight. But today, I gassed him out. He was tired. I saw it in him. He didn't train hard enough for me.
Well, we know Rico's watching at home right now. What's your message to him after this victory?
I don't have to give him a message. The fight was a message. You know, people always concerned about my condition and about my physique. I think today I showed everybody nothing wrong with my condition, my friend. Nothing wrong with my physique. I'm strong, and I'm fit, I'm lean. I took off my weight. You know, I weigh like 100, 112. It was Badr's best weight, so I dropped down. I want to thank Yusuf Nasiri. He's one of my new fitness coach. He did an amazing job. He brought me back in shape. I want to thank him. I got some friends, you know, they're watching. Hamza, Zakaria, they're from the Qur'an Sla. Thank you. There's some good guys. Qur'an Sla, Hamza, Zakaria, shukran. They helped me a lot. My father, الحاج الله يحفظك. الوالدة جالي في مكة. الله يحفظك. المغرب. Let me speak to my Moroccan fans in Morocco. وين الوطن؟ انتم عزاز عليا. هادشي كلشي على الراية. والله يخليكم ليا. والله يخليني لكم. شكرا. Yes,
Congratulations, Badr Hari, everybody.
Congratulations to Badr Hari, now 10-1 against opponents he has lost to, and I feel this was a good fight for Badr, and to see him go 3 rounds, I think he needed it himself personally. He was saying how the cut in his weight and his strength and conditioning played a good factor, so we saw a lot more good output from Badr Hari, but we saw that fighter heart in Hesdy Gerges, especially in that first round. But again, Badr Hari's conditioning seemed good and was able to pick it up in the second and the third round.
Well, Joe, I asked Badr what his message was to Rico tonight. He didn't really have one. He said, my performance speaks for itself. What would you take away if you're Rico watching Badr tonight?
Well, I don't think Badr had that aggressive power that he maybe had it before, but I saw a good conditioned athlete. I saw a Badr Hari that can go 3 rounds, because when he fights Rico's not the easiest fighter to put out. He's going to have to do, if it's a title, 5 rounds, and he's going to have to sustain a high pace to beat Rico Verhoeven.
All right, so Badr Hari is back. He gets one in the win column, and he looked more relieved than anything when I was in there, Joe. He was happy. He was excited. You would have thought he just knocked his opponent out, which he's so famous for, but instead he went the distance and was elated to do so.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure on him. He wanted to get the win back. He really wants to showcase high-level kickboxing, and to see him really promote the sport and talk about how it's better than the boxing and MMA, it holds dear to my heart, because that's something I believe in too.
So that will do it for us from here for now.